What we're going to work on today is natural log and the default log. In this book, when you have a log that has no base, we're going to assume that the base is going to be 10. Now, this is different depending on what industry you're in. If you're in computer science, the default log is usually 2. If you're upper mathematics, the default log is usually E. But in education, the default log is 10. So if you have something that looks like this, where you have to solve a problem that has no log, we'll just assume in this class that it's always 10. So to solve this problem, we'll apply 10 as a base to both sides. And then, since this base and that base of the exponent match, we'll cross them out. Now, in order to solve for x, I want both sides to have the same base. Now that the bases match, we can say x is equal to 2. Okay. Now, the next problem we're going to work on is log natural. So log natural is base e. E is basically an irrational number, meaning a number that goes on forever that never repeats, just like pi. And it's one of those sort of magical universal constants like pi that always comes out when you study things like infinite compound interest, or if you're looking at motion. So this is something that comes up in upper mathematics and in business all the time. And because of that, we've decided to name the log log base e as ln. We call this log natural. So there's two kind of problems I can give you. One, I can give you log natural and say solve for x. So remember that log natural is the same thing as log base e. And all e is a number. Since e goes on forever, you can't ever finish writing it, we have to name it so we can use it easily, just like pi. Now, in order to get rid of that e, I'm going to apply e to the base on both sides. So since this base and that base match, they'll cancel out. And I get 3x plus 2 is equal to e to the 5. Now, if you were given a calculator, you could just figure out what that is. My exams, I don't give you a calculator, so you just leave it e to the 5. That's just a number that if you had a calculator, you could figure it out. Now, let's isolate the x. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And then divide both sides by 3. The second kind of problem in this section are the base e problems. Now, in order to get rid of an exponent, we have to apply the log to both sides. Now, the log needs to match the base. So as shorthand, instead of writing log e, which we can write ln. So if I apply ln to both sides, now again, this is just a number. If you had a calculator, you could figure it out. But since I don't allow you to have a calculator on the exam, just leave it like that, right? Now, the ln and the e will cancel because they have the same base. And then now we'll just isolate the x. And then let's divide both sides by 5. Now the key thing is that you usually aren't used to answers that look like this or look like this, and just leave them like that. e to the 5 or ln7. They're just numbers. They're just numbers that you can figure out if you had a calculator. Okay? Thank you.